In this video, we'll be talking about Mirrorcell by Greg Puciato. The album was released on July 1st, 2022. Greg Puciato is best known for being the vocalist for the Dillinger Escape Plan. He's also had other bands like Killer Be Killed. He released 2 albums with that band, with Max Cavalera from Sepultura and Troy Sanders from Mastodon. He's also been part of a band called The Black Queen, a synthwave band that released 2 albums, and he's also worked with many other artists, most recently Jerry Cantrell on his most recent album, Brighton. So most of you would be expecting a metal album, but on this album he explores some of his other influences like 80s goth and 90s alternative. On this album he's joined by Poison the Well drummer Chris Hornbrook, and there's a guest appearance by Reba Myers, the vocalist from Code Orange. So let's talk about the songs now. The opening track, In This Hell You Find Yourself, is a short instrumental. It's 1.5 minutes long. The overall sound is very eerie. The images that came to mind when I was listening to it were kind of like an alien invasion. There are some distorted sounds in the background. A lead guitar melody kind of gives you chills, and this is all over like a background of like feedback and distortion. Then there is Reality Spiral. This one has an intro with distorted power chords playing in a progression, slightly grungy, and a lead guitar melody kind of reminded me of modern rock. The vocals were kind of grungy, and the vocals also like channeled Lane Staley a little bit. The sound was grungy, it was sludgy and sprinkled with guitar squeals. Greg can still belt out some brutal screams. The rhythm section is very tight and precise, and there's really great drumming there. And the guitar solo has enough of that like wah wah, kind of like if you're a fan of Kirk Hammett, you would definitely like that. Then No More Lives to Go. There are definitely channeling Alice in Chains on this one, and a little bit of Mastodon as well. You know, this is a song that would have sounded perfect on like the Alice in Chains Dirt album. There are some hints of the song like Damn That River from Alice in Chains. The guitar solo does sound like it was right out of that period, and there are some cool guitar fills sprinkled in, and the song does have lots of attitude. Then there's Never Wanted That. And this one reminded me of like modern rock band, maybe something like The Cure. The vocals were clean, they were smooth, they were in a lower range. It's the type of song that could have been played on MTV's 120 Minutes back in the day. The bass guitar plays a steady rhythm, the clean guitar tone gives a very spacey and atmospheric feel. The guitar solo is smooth. This was one of the singles released prior to the album, and he does add in some like distorted vocals and some cool effects later, and this has an overall very good sound. And then there's Lowered, another single, and this song has a very like post-punk and modern rock sound. The guitars are clean with like a slight echo effect, and it's straightforward modern rock. The song features Reba Myers, and the male and female vocals work just very well in the song. This is just like pure 80s new wave. Kind of brings you right back to that decade. It's catchy, and but at the same time it's filled with like angst. You know, listening to this, you think of either like the closing credits of like a John Hughes movie, or maybe something that could have been played during like Stranger Things. It's just like a very 80s type of sound. Then the song We, then another one with the 80s vibe, and it just sounds like The Cure, but they do like a lower vocal style. It's smooth, atmospheric, it's spacey, it's trippy. The guitar tone is clean, has a slight echo effect, and the drum beat sounds almost like a Depeche Mode song with like a slight electric synth pop sound. The bass guitar is mixed high and can be heard very clearly. The vocals are smooth, and it does sound like they do have some like female vocals, but they are mixed like very low. This does actually have a very good production value as well. Let me just mention that. Then there's I Eclipse, and he continues with a modern rock sound. The intro has like distorted bass, and the vocals are very reminiscent of like Chino Moreno from Deftones, but this is a slow, moody, sludgy modern rock song. Kind of makes you feel like you're dreaming. There's some distorted guitar sounds, making it a little grungy and heavy. The guitar solo is very grungy, almost like a Pearl Jam solo with like lots of like guitar fills sprinkled throughout. Then Rainbows Underground. This one mixes modern rock and some grungy guitar riffs. Song has smooth vocals and lots of dark and ominous guitar riffs. The song is slow, it's sludgy, has a thick bass sound. Greg uses different vocal styles here. He goes from like light to heavy. Song is a grungy, wah-wah-filled solo, and the overall sound is very atmospheric with some heavy riffs mixed in as well. But these riffs don't overpower the song. There are layered vocals as well, and song has like a very good production value. Then All Waves to Nothing. The last song is very heavy and grungy, similar to like some of the heaviest songs by Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots. It also has like an industrial sound similar to Nine Inch Nails. It's like the heaviest song on the album. Greg lets go with some brutal screams and vocals, and the tone is very dark. It's the most like metal song on the album. It's dark, but they also incorporate like clean guitars here and there, and he does bring back those Deftones style vocals. The guitar solo is very melodic, and the second half of the song has like a modern rock feel. It's the longest song, close to 9 minutes, and I did enjoy the extended guitar solos and riffs towards the end. During the second half of the song, he has some like harsh vocals as well. And in conclusion, thought it was a very good album. He's doing something different. It's not like the stuff from the Dillinger Escape Plan, so don't go into it expecting that. It's kind of like a marriage of 80s post-punk new wave and goth and 90s grunge and alternative. He just does it very well. He gives it a very good modern production value, and he also makes it heavy. The album follows this current trends of bands, bringing back that 80s sound, And I think it might lead to like a possible like grunge revival, which is actually something I hope takes place. I'm a big fan of grunge. But the album was different. It's good. I enjoyed the songs for that reason. My score will be an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Up next, I have an anniversary review for Vortex by Derek Sherninian. And I Robot, a classic album review by the Alan Parsons Project, and that was celebrating an anniversary either like this month or last month. That's all. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.